Hey everybody, this is your girl LaShawn the Voistress, and we want to thank you for tuning in to yet another installation of the Late Night Hype Show. I again am your hostess LaShawn, and I am joined by my lovely co-hostess Chantel. How are you tonight?
I'm swell. My name is Chantel. I'm the founder of Genius Networks. I am also a model, an actress, and creative of all sorts of things. Thank you so much for having me on as a co-host on your show. I'm very appreciative and grateful for this opportunity, and I'm looking forward to our future endeavors and just all the adventures that come with this.
And it's going to be a lot, and I thank you for coming aboard. So the feeling is definitely mutual.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Chantel and I, we go all over, and we'll be showing you guys some events that we do here in the near future. We also want to definitely give a shout out to our sponsors. So take a look at the sponsors for this show. Also, and like we said, Chantel and I are all over. We cover events. If you would like to add your event to our event calendar, please make sure you email us at the Late Night Hype Show 77. Is that what it is? The Late Night Hype Show 77 at gmail.com. Yeah. So make sure you email us there. It'll come across the screen for you and get your events added to our calendar. But in the meantime, check out our events.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you've tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. Getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in the palm. You are a statement explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings.
All right, Chantel.
Yes.
So we have done a segment, or you have done a couple of segments called Street Beats.
Yes.
Tell us what that is all about and introduce some clips for us.
Yes, so Street Beats is where we go around Atlanta to random locations and catch people off guard with questions. And they honestly, it's so funny. It's so funny. Like when people are just like going about their day and they're just caught off guard about just, I don't know, something about the cookie or something. And they're just like, what? I'm just like, yeah, go ahead, answer that. So yeah, we'll cut to a video that we did.
So make sure y'all check it out.
The Late Night Hype Show is out here doing the Street Beats. So hello.
Hello.
My name is Chantel, and I'm going to ask you a couple random questions.
Sure.
You ready?
Yeah.
If you eat the cookie first, at what point is it a relationship?
Oh, so
So at what point do you establish that it's a relationship?
well, I think that all determines on what you are seeking, because you won't initiate one if that's not what you're seeking. However, if that's what you're seeking, I think that it's all about energy and getting to know that person and seeing where it goes.
You know, people do stuff and we grown. So at the end of the day, if I ain't tell you was my girlfriend, I mean, I don't know.
I never eat the cookie first, or they never eat the cookie first.
So communication is key.
Yeah, I think communication is key, and just because it started that way, it doesn't mean that, for me, that you can't develop a friendship.
See, it's beautiful that you say that, because some people, they're kind of just all like, they have these situationships and after you're done, they cut you off?
When y'all both come to an agreement, I guess. Yeah, because I mean, unless we say, yeah, we together, we not in a relationship.
I think at the point it becomes a relationship is when that's like an agreement between both of you. It's not like an assumption. And I think a lot of times women, we get like into assuming that like, oh, we're in a relationship now. We're going steady now. But like that needs to be a conversation that's like, you're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, or you're my girlfriend and we're girlfriend. You know, it's not a, oh yeah, we've been talking and getting it in for some time and we're together now. No.
It happen every day, and like I say, you know, people, I don't know, they do stuff, and it's like they don't know, but they know. Yeah, they know.
So you can't really control the behavior of another person. So I think that if you have good intentions, then you can never really lose. Like you kind of just accept things for what they are and you keep moving.
That's some good wisdom right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a wonderful show. We have BMF joining us today. So as we take a few moments to pay some bills and play some commercials so you can see who else sponsors our show, we will be back with our guests in just a moment. So thank you for tuning in for Late Night Hype Show with your hostess, LaShawn the Voice.
Quality of life is the best choice. Your family's hospice choice is a precious one. At Precious Hospice, we provide in-home palliative and hospice care for chronic and terminally ill patients. Our services include physicians for medical care, nursing assistants trained for COVID-19 patients, and much more. With no out-of-pocket cost, we give your family the peace of mind to make the best choice. Call us today, 470-878-5051, or visit precioushospice.com.
Book your interview today. Like and subscribe to our YouTube, join our Facebook page, and follow us on Instagram at the Late Night Hype Show.
And we are back. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this wonderful episode. And again, like I said before, we have BMF in the building, more specifically Elijah and Blade Brown joining us tonight. So welcome, guys.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much for coming. So y'all have a lot going on. First of all, I want to acknowledge Ohio in the building right now. Okay, you know. So we got two Dayton, Ohio. Blade is from Dayton, Ohio. We actually found out that we went to the same church together.
Really?
And Canton, Ohio in the building as well.
Y'all sing in the choir? Y'all?
No, I did. He did.
Okay.
Right. So let's get right into this, guys. So we're going to establish who's going to go first tonight as far as interviewing. So who is the oldest out of both of you?
You talking about leap year? Yeah, I ain't gonna point your elbows or anything.
Okay. He's pointing this way. Must be Blade.
I just turned 21.
Cool, that's cool. So Blade, fellow Daytonian. So how long were you in Dayton before you started moving around?
I probably would say about 25 years.
Okay. And you said you grew up in Jefferson Township?
Yes.
Okay. So right around the corner from where I was. Tell us about your upbringing. I mean, I could elaborate, but I want to hear it from you. Like, what was your influences inside of the city or even outside of the city that led you to become the person you are now?
Shoot, just the environment I grew up around. You know, Dayton, Ohio, it is a rough city.
Yes.
One of the roughest cities, you know, in the United States. So when you see like I'm an only child, so my mom kind of raised me by herself. So when you see like her hard work she put in from, you know, the waking up with rats and roaches and, you know, to living, you know, in a 4-bedroom house, you know, in Jefferson Township, you know what I'm saying? So when you see that and it inspires you, like, dang, look how much love she had for me to not settle, you know what I'm saying, to come from the hood, you know what I'm saying, and stay there. You know, she did what she had to do, work 3 jobs and, you know, whatever. So when you see that, you like, man, I got to do something. I got to do something back for her, you know. So the root started from back then in Dayton, Ohio.
Awesome.
With my mom.
Did you have any siblings?
No, only child.
Only child? Wow. Okay.
So, how did you get connected into BMF from Dayton, Ohio? Because I mean, there's not a whole lot of us that have went that route and got connected into the network.
Yeah, so Dayton, Ohio, man, we had like in 2004, 2005, we had a huge, I guess, upbringing in nightclub. The nightclub scene in Dayton just got crazy for some reason. Everybody from Columbus, from Cleveland and Cincinnati, they would come to our clubs. You know, they would come to our nightclubs. So when I started doing music, I was in a lot of, you know, bands, groups, you know, in Dayton, and my name started ringing bell. When we formed a group called Dope Boy Mafia, you know, you had other artists down there like Lil Chris and Ready Baby, Soul Say, you know, 6'8", and the manager, which is like my big bro, his name was D-Boy, you know, Dante Edwards, you know, rest in peace to him.
The name sounds familiar.
So he passed away, but before he did, he basically had put all his money into DBM and us. And what we did was we came down to Atlanta for 6 months, and we just flooded the city of Atlanta with nothing but love and respect. And we came down here and showed up. And we ended up being in 112 with Meech. And it was funny because he and my manager, D-Boy, my bro, they had kind of bumped heads when they first met. Because, you know, we in the VIP, and he like, you know, who was this trying to get my section? And, you know, BMF, they mob, and so he like, who was this trying to get in my section? You know what I'm saying? So it was like, who, you know, what's going on? So after, you know, they had talked or whatever, you know, Big Meech was like, man, I like what you move, how you move. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk, you know, blah, blah, blah. So Dayton, Ohio, we ain't never had nobody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Never.
So a week go by, we come back down to Atlanta. We signed the paperwork for BMF Entertainment, and we merged DBM with BMF. And that was in 2005.
Wow.
3 months later, the investigation happened. Everybody from BMF go down. So it's like we were kind of like a hidden rap group with BMF for years because of the situation and what happened. So most of the family members know and still remember. And that's kind of how I got in when Dante Edwards and DBM merged with BMF. And it's been history ever since then.
Wow. So when in the dormant period, when y'all were like kind of hidden, like what were you doing to keep the momentum?
I just kept repping. That's all I did. I kept making music. I kept repping. I kept, you know, the dream alive as much as I could. You know what I'm saying? Working hard. And then that's when Twitter had came out. And Twitter, Juice, Mama Juice, she was, you know, BMF's first lady as far as on the media side, you know, kind of like a sister to Big Meech. And rest in peace to her, too. She passed away in 2016.
Rest in peace.
But, yeah, so she actually reached out to me on Twitter. And she was like, Blade, where you been? Where you at? You know? And I'm like, dang, Juice, how you been? You know, because we had no communication.
Right.
Everybody gone. Everybody locked up.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, she was like, look, I need you to come down here to Atlanta. We're going to do this again. We're going to keep the dream alive. So that's in 2013. That's when I moved back down here to Atlanta. And we kept the dream alive with Juice.
Okay.
And everything before she passed.
Okay, so you stay in Atlanta now?
Yeah.
Okay, and how long you been in the area since 2013?
No, I actually moved back here last year in October.
Wow. So you went back to Dayton and then came back down?
Tennessee.
Okay, I was gonna say nobody goes back to Dayton.
No,
Nobody goes back to Dayton.
It's like once you leave, it's just gone.
But Dayton on the map now, though. I heard
it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming around.
They said it's getting better.
It is. The economy's picking up as far as entertainment. So yeah, because of Jason Hampton.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
You know Jason Hampton. No. Oh yeah, he's the guy that's putting Dayton on the map.
Gotcha.
Yep. So Elijah.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
So Elijah, also a part of BMF, of course, and you wear a lot of hats.
I do. My head be hurting sometimes.
Canton, Ohio, born and raised. How long were you there before you started making your movements with BMF?
Well, BMF is a new journey. As far as when I started making my movements, I was back and forth traveling a lot from Ohio to Atlanta. And then I decided to move. My job moved me to. I was out here for about 1.5 years, and then they moved me to Florida to launch the call center. I was always a corporate person.
Okay.
And I also did music as well. Music was my passion, but I've always just taught you have to have a job. You're not a man if you don't have a job. So I was rising in the corporate world as one of the youngest sales trainer, sales manager. That was just my field. And moving to Florida. Some stuff happened. Mom got sick. I came back to Ohio. After she had heart surgery and everything, something just hit me. Like I heard a quote, heard a few things around me, and the quote was, "To be successful, you got to jump as quickly at opportunities as you do conclusions." And I'm like, man, I feel like I'm not doing what I want to do. Like, great. I mean, granted, I make a lot of money. I was making $100,000 for my last year that I worked at Spectrum. And I'm like, you know what? I can always come back to a 9-to-5. I really want to push my dream for real. Like, because I never gave it 100%. I've always had a 9-to-5. You can't give it 100% if you have something else that's taking up that time. So I moved back to Atlanta officially last year in August. Came out here to do my music. Started doing acting instead. Came through as a background, and then ended up becoming a real official actor, becoming SAG. And that's when I got the opportunity to be in BMF. So I was in BMF originally just as a actor.
Wow.
And then Blade and them, they had an event in Houston, and they was having a BMF watch party. And my manager reached out like, hey, my artist, with my client, he's a part of the show. How can we get him a part of that? And they agreed to have me come down, and then come to find out, me and Blade already knew each other before. But I went by a different name. I went by Smurf.
Right.
And it was crazy because I'm like, his name sounds familiar. When I searched it online, I'm like, we did a whole tour together way back in the day. Like, this is crazy. Right. So we came out to Houston. We had a great time, great event. And then one thing led to another. We just kept doing shows and stuff together. And then I ended up being like blessed in on like the actual BMF side for real. You know what I'm saying? Basically being stamped to the point where like it's family now.
Wow.
So that's why I said that's a new journey for me, because it started as just being a part of the show. But I feel like what's for you is for you.
Absolutely.
Because we already, our paths crossed before. And then we just took separate journeys, and now we back here, both from Ohio, making it happen.
Absolutely. So. I'm telling you, y'all making Ohio proud right now.
So this name Smurf, like where did that come from?
She ain't gonna let that go, huh? I slid it in there.
As a no.
2 minutes later, she said, so the name Smurf. You can't just slide that in there. So I was actually born blue. I didn't have a heartbeat. I was born dead, and I had to be revived. My mom said I was a blue baby. I looked like a little Smurf. And it was also her favorite cartoon. So growing up, had a lot of problems as far as not being able to talk correctly, not being able to hear. I ended up getting most of my hearing back. I'm like partially deaf in one ear, and it don't really affect me no more. I still have no sense of smell. I never smelled anything in my entire life. I started talking more correctly after I started doing music. My junior year, music, play, speech therapy for me. So, I mean, the Smurf names just stuck with me. I used to hate it at first.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't call me Smurf. Stop that. It just reminded me of why.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's cool. Like, I stuck with Smurf as a battle rapper growing up, being in the cafeteria, battle rapping. But as I got older, I decided to go by my real name because I figured as I grew as a man, my image, my brand, my name need to grow as well.
Right.
And Elijah is way more mature and marketable than Smurf. So as a battle rapper, I still go by Young Smurf. As an artist, actor, activist, everything else is my real name. So
Activist.
I love
That's the
that.
first time I heard anybody mention that. What exactly are you activating against?
So I led the protesters for 2 months back home in Canton. We were actually the only city in Ohio that was able to protest without looting. So we kept it peaceful, and it was something that they praised. And I was actually the front runner for that.
What exactly were you protesting? Was this for?
So when it happened with George Floyd,
okay.
When that happened, I actually spoke out and kept it real and told him, like, technically, I mean, I don't know that man, you know what I'm saying? But it did shine light on issues and problems that we had for a long time. But it wasn't really, I'm just being honest with myself, I wasn't really doing it in his name. I was doing it for all of the injustice that was happening in my city. It's just, I felt like that was a fire that made me say, you know what happened to him was a very sad thing. But all that is showing, I mean, that's not the only injustice that's going on.
Like, enough is enough.
So, I mean, who would I be to fight for that when I have it going on right now?
Absolutely.
So that's what I was doing. I was fighting for all the injustice that was going on in my city. And, I mean, it's a fight that's always going to keep going. It was, at one point, they was asking me to actually run for city council. But the reason why I decided not to do that was because I felt like I was getting so much done without it. If I allow y'all to have me be city council, all you're gonna do is give me a ward with no budget,
and restrictions,
and now you can control me.
Exactly.
What you can and cannot do.
That's not gonna happen. So that's a whole different journey, a whole different side. That's more when I felt like I was turning myself into a public figure. It wasn't really about music anymore because you had a lot of people who was anti, and they was trying to use that by saying, "Oh, well, you're just trying to boost your platform.
Of course.
You're doing it for the wrong reasons, etc." And I'm like, no, it has nothing. I'm already popping as an artist. It has nothing to do with it. This is something I'm truly like passionate about. Now, in the beginning, I could say I wasn't educated on it because that wasn't something that was for me. I thought I was always going to be a rapper. I'm not never thinking about doing anything like this. But once my city kind of just put me to be the face of it, I told myself, well, since I have y'all's ear to the point where like y'all listening, y'all coming out 400 deep, 5. My job is to be educated on it now. That way I'm not leading down or leading people like the wrong way. Right. So that's what I did. I mean, with great power comes great responsibility.
Absolutely. So. Kudos to you. So with that being said, like let me ask you this on the business side, if you don't mind. So as a battle rapper and as a activist and as a actor, and you know, also being an entertainer in the regular music field, like, do you have to, I know you said you kind of have to market yourself when you go under different names like that. Like, let's just say you had a freestyle album out and you had it under Smurf, and then you do something else and it's under Elijah. Do you market that as DBA or like different businesses as far as like your distro kid and all that?
So actually what happened was I was trying to let go of Smurf completely. I have 13 mixtapes and 1 album under Young Smurf. I have a lot of material under that. When you look up Young Smurf, it takes over the search. Like I just started going by Elijah Lamar since 2017.
Got it.
So it's fresh for me. I wanted to let it go completely because when I was sitting down with labels felt like, oh, well, you're a battle rapper. Battle rappers can't make good music. That was a stereotype for us. I'm like, you know what? I'm cool. I need to go by something else. So I actually stopped battle rapping for a minute. And but everybody, it was like a lot of people were like, I mean, your music cool, but I like you better as a battle rapper. I'm like, I couldn't let go of it.
Right.
So what I decided to do was, all right, I'll make them 2 separate brands, 2 different domains, 2 different websites, 2 different.
I never thought that was
medias.
possible.
And I felt like it was going to be hard. I was lightweight discouraged from it because I have so much material under Young Smurf. I'm like, it's going to be a tough journey. But it actually was the complete opposite.
Oh.
It was like everybody who didn't like me as Smurf, became a fan when I changed my name. Like people was making jokes like, I won't download the Smurf album, but your Elijah stuff is fire.
Oh wow.
Like, this stuff is good.
Like you a whole new person. Like
I'm
what
like,
is this?
okay. And I think all it was just the maturity. Like as you get older, you go through life, you actually have stuff to talk about now. You have stuff to rap about now. That stuff I was rapping about as a teen probably wasn't even real. I wasn't driving the whips I was rapping about or seeing. Like now I have a crazy life that I've been through where the content I'm rapping about is great.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's more compared towards, I mean, I make all different type of music, but my album work is more towards like the Wale, the J. Cole, the Kendrick, like I make good music that I feel like people can listen to. Absolutely. Before it was more party music, turn up, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So you feel like it's more of an evolution than an alter ego?
It's growth. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like something that's still there. You can pull it out the bag.
Oh, I can if I want to.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
No,
He said he wear many hats.
Yeah,
It's just another hat he pop on.
Nah, I will. Smurf is a alter ego. Elijah is
Got
me.
it.
That's who I am. It's me as a man. It's me as a king. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I titled my last project, and that's who I feel like I am. I am a king. Like, to the point where, I mean, our front page of our paper, the Canton Rep, just did a whole write-up on me front page. Wow. And they call me the King of Canton.
Oh, wow.
That's a great title.
How about that?
As far as Smurf, anytime somebody want to call me out on some battle rap, I'll be like, all right, let me take that. If this is really what you want.
Right.
And I changed to somebody else. I mean, that's something that it helped me. Because as a kid, I told you I had a horrible speech impediment. I could not have a conversation with y'all. I could not talk. I could not complete a sentence. But I ain't stutter where I rap though.
I know that's right.
So that was a confidence for me. Like, yeah, I may have been like the little lame boy that can't smell, but you put this beat on, I'm about to chew all y'all up. Like,
I'll tell you a little bit of history about somebody else that was like that. That is like that. Ron Harper.
Oh, really?
Y'all know Ron Harper played for the Bulls.
Oh, yeah.
He had a speech impediment, but when he's out on that basketball court,
so that's his comfort zone.
Exactly. So that is definitely a thing. So before we end this segment, I definitely want to get into the music, what you guys have going on now. But okay, I'm sorry, let me roll it back just a second. You're acting on BMF. What episodes do you appear on? I know you said 2, 4, and 6.
I'm on episode 1.
1, okay.
2 briefly, you really can't see that. 2 was the part that it was actually cutting out. I actually came through as just a background and then moved it to be a feature, be reoccurring. So for 2 was the part that they purposely really didn't show as much because they moved me up from being a background. So the ones I say is episode 1, where you can really see me. Episode 3, episode 4 is my highlight, and 5.
Awesome. And it was 8 episodes altogether, right?
Correct. So
okay.
I'm in half the season.
So season 1, guys, make sure y'all check that out. You will see our friend Elijah appearing on there, and we are so proud of that. So let's get into the music. So you just had a release party last night.
Yes.
How was that?
Blade
Awesome.
Brown.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Good crowd, good turnout.
Yeah, it was pretty
Lots
nice.
of good feedback.
Oh yeah, it was pretty
Okay.
nice.
Tell us about your new album, your new release. Tell us all about that and the experience that people are going to get when they listen to you.
Okay, yeah. So I definitely just released a song called Look At It. And it's out on all platforms. It's kind of one of them songs to where, it's a lot of people, that doubt you or they hate you or they may envy you or they may downplay you, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a statement song to where you can kind of shove something in their face a little bit and you may be proud. So anything that's good and positive, you can turn it around and tell them to look at it, whether it's a new car, a new keys to a house. If you invested in 50 Airbnbs, look at your success.
Yes.
Look at what you came from and look at what you are now. So it's one of them songs, but it's in a fun way to where in a club you can, celebrate and you can have fun and, you can kind of brag a little bit. So that's basically what inspired that.
So I want to give a shout out to Richie Snow because that's actually how I got connected with these guys.
Shout out to Richie.
And I did hear Look At It on Richie Snow's The Sit Down Live. So we were all in there chilling, kicking back and conversating. And that's how I got a lot of information about both of you guys. So, again, I just want to make sure I thank y'all because I can't thank y'all enough for coming. But we also got to hear your album as well. Now, when did yours drop?
December the 4th.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
December
So
4th.
how is the momentum?
Excellent.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
The momentum is it definitely built. the crazy part about it is, man, it started, just like maybe I would say in less than 60 days. You know what I'm saying? I teamed up, with management, that I've been knowing for about 2 years now, and then we just signed the paperwork not even 90 days ago.
Okay.
So shout out to Mama's Management and
Shout out to
payroll.
Mama's Management.
You know what I'm saying?
Payroll in the building.
Yep, payroll in the building. You know what I'm saying? And basically, we came up with a plan. You know what I'm saying? And we executed. And right now we've been tearing the city of Atlanta up.
I've been hearing. I've been seeing all your flyers pop up. And I want to ask you: is there going to be a video to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta be.
Oh yeah.
Make sure y'all send us an invite.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Send us an invite.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you need some models, hey.
Got you. We got a part for you because you acting. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We know we got you.
I am versatile. Okay. Look.
Absolutely. So tell us, Elijah, about your track or your music that you just recently dropped.
So I have a single called Get Ready that dropped last month. And then I have a single that I've been performing that I've been teasing people with called Straight Out the Mud. That won't drop until like February. A lot of people.
Which one did we hear on Richie Snow?
Y'all heard actually. You heard 2 songs off of my last album.
Okay.
King. The King album came out March 2020, which was a great album. Did like 1,600 downloads the first day.
Wow. Okay.
It was shot out by Redman. It was shot out by the entire Locks.
Wow.
Nivea. Like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, pumped that album up.
Nice.
So that album did. So now for this next one, which is called Respect the Throne, I feel like the pressure is even more. But the songs I got out, that's why I've been teasing people. Every time I perform, they're like, where's the song at? Like, you gotta wait. I wanna just build the momentum for it. That way when it drops, it's like, okay, I've been waiting for this.
Yes.
Like, I feel like a lot of people drop things and don't have any anticipation behind it.
Right.
It's to the point where people get mad at me right now. Like, come on, can you just send me the song? Like, please. I'm like, nope, it ain't out yet. So I did drop a single called Get Ready. And then I have another one called Straight Out the Mud that I perform at each show. I only do one verse just to tease them. And then I have another one with Stolly. Stolly's from Madison, Ohio, who is signed with Ross. And he's on that one. So we're hoping to get Trippie Redd on it. That way it's just a big Ohio track.
Yes.
You got me, Stolly, and Trippie. So
awesome. I love it. I love it. So guys, any closing remarks, anything you want the audience to know about you, anything else you have coming up? Because we definitely want to make sure y'all shout out you all social media so everybody can go follow you.
Of course.
Okay, cool. Yeah, for me, man, I just want to give a huge shout out, you know what I'm saying, to BMF Empire, Gambino, Blocker, Trill Will, everybody else, man. OG Big Dave, man, salute, Free Big Meech, you know what I'm saying? Just BMF as a whole, the TV series, Lil Meech, 50 for the job he doing, man. So I'm just excited for, 2022 and what's in store. I definitely think it's going to be a positive and a prosperous year for everybody.
Yes.
And for the brand and for the movement. And just shout out to you, for inviting me and us to your interview. And, shout out to the late night.
Yeah, late night.
I already know.
Late night.
And give us your social media.
All right, so one last shout out, Miss Raindrop, Mama's Management.
She's good.
Oh yeah,
She's
definitely.
I like Miss Raindrop. You can come on the show too.
All right.
Yeah. You hear that, payroll?
But yeah, everybody in the whole, man, salute. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay COVID free.
Crip
Let's
Curry.
stay safe. Man, that fool Crip Curry, man. Y'all see him a little shortly. Oh yeah, so definitely, man. Shout out to everybody, man, as a whole. Everybody that's on positivity. No negative thoughts, no negative energy at all. Shout y'all out, man. Let's do it. And you can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok at Blade Brown BMF.
Blade Brown BMF. Get at them, y'all.
Yes.
Elijah, any closing remarks?
Yeah, y'all can reach me at Elijah Lamar 330. That's going to be everything. That's going to be my website, ElijahLamar330.com, the IG, Facebook, TikTok. With me next year, which is in 2 days, I'm looking forward to it because, like I said, everything I've done in my entire life, I've done it spaced out. As far as at one point I was just battle rapping, at one point I was just doing music, and then being a actor. That's like the last thing I've been doing. Now they're all running parallel together to the point where BMF season 2 is next year, March. I'm in Step Up season 3, P Valley season 2.
Wow.
I have a movie with Jamie Foxx, Tyler Perry.
Wow.
All this is coming
You're
out
on the
next year for
move.
the acting.
Wow.
For the
Okay.
music with BMF Empire, we're taking off. My singles are all dropping this first quarter. I have some great stuff coming up with meetings I can't disclose yet.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the battle rap, I have stuff with URL that's coming out in February where I'm on that platform. So it's like every single thing I'm doing is all running parallel right now. It's great. So make sure y'all just follow the journey. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I'm inspiring others because we're from Ohio. Things like this really just don't happen every day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my mother, because without my mother, I wouldn't be here.
Oh, yeah.
My brother, he's like a mini me, and he's better than me as an artist. So whenever I get there, he's the first person I'm signing.
I know
ASAP.
that's right.
But no, like really, shout out to my manager, Shayla. You know what I'm saying? She's actually moving to Atlanta just to help me go harder with it. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who supports me, I fuck with people who fuck with me.
Absolutely.
Period. It's people out there that support me I don't even know about. Like you would expect to be your best friends, and it's people that don't even know you.
Strangers. Yeah.
Like they're really hoping that you make it. So shout out to all y'all. I appreciate it. And you know what I'm saying? God, because without him, I wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
thank
y'all for having me. Thank y'all for having Blade, the whole team. I appreciate it. Because without these platforms, we couldn't get this stuff out.
Absolutely.
So thank y'all.
Thank y'all so
Thank
much.
y'all. Yeah, without y'all, we wouldn't have a platform.
Exactly.
You know? So it's mutual. It's mutual. Thank you for tuning into the Late Night Hype Show. We are going to have 2 more guests on our next episode from BMF. We're going to have That Fool Crip Curry and Swat. Like, share, and follow all of our social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Late Night Hype Show.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night.